Do you know there is a war happening on LinkedIn right now and it's spread through Reddit as well? And the war is for M dashes. There are two factions who are fighting each other and they are fighting because of M dashes. Why? Because one of them thinks that anytime they see M dash in any piece of content, it's an instant giveaway that the content has been written by AI. And the other part, the other faction thinks there is nothing wrong with it. And technically, grammatically, it's not wrong. You can use M dash, AI can use M dash, it's absolutely fine. The problem is that it is very, very unnatural. 2 years ago, before ChatGPT, before AI or LLMs took over, how many of us used M dash everywhere? No, we used hyphens. We used the small dash, the shortcut right in front of us in our keyboard. That's what we used to do, because the content writers, the professionals, the people who make a living using content, when they use M dash, it's intentional because they know what they are doing. They are trying to put an emphasis on a part of the sentence. But when we do that, the illiterates
My name is Jeff.
But when we do that, the normal people, we end up using dashes like the hyphen in front of us, right? We do not go above and beyond trying to find the shortcuts for those M dashes. That brings me to another point. Do you know the shortcut for M dash? Do you know how to get M dash from the keyboard? Because all you can see is a hyphen, right? You can press it there. Even in your mobile, there is only hyphen. If you long press that hyphen, only then you get that M dash. And then again, there are three types of them. One is simple dash, the hyphen. The other one is N dash, slightly longer. And then we have M dash, the longest one, right? And how do we get those? Let's say, for example, on MacBook, we have Option plus Shift plus hyphen. You have to press that to get M dash. On Windows, you have to press Alt 0151 to get that M dash. Or you have to double tap hyphen on your Windows to get that M dash. So will you go to that length to get that M dash to make a point? I don't think so. Most of us, we just use that hyphen, the simple dash. We don't use M dash. We don't try to find those shortcuts on my keyboard that, oh, I need to put that M dash because I have to make a point here. No, we just use the dash. And I have seen people who can't construct anything at all when it comes to communication. And when they start writing by using those M dashes instead of dashes, well, I'll be surprised. And especially for people who do not have English as their first language, English is not their native language. I mean, it's okay. You do not have to use M dash everywhere. But if they start using M dash, I will question them. Yeah, there is something wrong. And there is nothing wrong with using AI, to be honest, because yes, AI is there. You have a thought, you have a clear thought, you have an idea, you want someone to expand it, someone to explain it to the world on your behalf. It's absolutely fine. You can use that, because this video is not about that. I'm not saying that you should not use AI. It's more about, we are fighting about M dashes. If overuse of M dash is a straight giveaway that the content was written by AI or not, I believe it is. It is. And especially if it's coming from certain set of people. And there is a reason why AI produces so many M dashes in all the content that it produces. Even if you ask it not to do that, it will keep producing those M dashes in every piece of content, because first of all, the training, it got trained on data from historical text, the literature, the books that it went through. They all used M dash to emphasize on things. Then we have Wikipedia, Medium, other blogs and all. So whenever it got trained on those content pieces, it just assumed that M dash is the way to go. And it's not wrong actually. So it's a very tricky topic. But the thing is that the overuse, I believe, and I have read it somewhere, it's also because it doesn't want to get confused with the grammatical errors, like when to use commas, semicolons, full stops, all those things. So instead of that, it just keeps using those M dashes to replace all of them. So it's like one M dash to rule them all. And M dashes are not the only thing. You must have noticed there are certain ways AI generates content. It will use some phrases which are so AI, like you must have noticed, it's not this, it's that, right? It's AI. And then we have, in today's modern world, in today's digital world, in today's fast-paced economy. So sentences, phrases like that. And there is one more which is usually in the comments, the automated comment that they keep posting on social media when people use bots, which is curious. Even in the emails, you must have received those emails where some SaaS platforms are selling something to you and it's like, curious, are you doing that? And love how you do this, love how you did that. No one talks like that. But AI learned it. And one more, you know, that thing. The truth is, you know, after a whole sentence, you have the whole content, and then in the end, they're like, the truth is this. So that phrasing is AI, and technically, grammatically, it's not wrong, but it's a common giveaway. We can recognize those patterns, right? So that's why we know it. So it's not just limited to those am dashes, it's all these things that it does, which is constant across all LLMs. So that's why I don't understand that there is one LLM which is getting trained by, say, Google, another one is getting trained by OpenAI, and then we have Anthropic, right? Why are all of them doing the same thing everywhere? I don't get it. Are they just giving it like a common data to just look into RAM dashes and curious, love, this, that? So, anyway, my rant is over. But before moving on, I want to show you one last thing. I want to prove my point now. I'm going to do something. I'm going to pass this query into Google to find all the articles who use this sentence, like in today's modern world, in all their blogs and articles. So let's see what results we come across now. So this is my query, which is in text. I want to find in today's wildcard world, anything goes between today's and world, or in text with the rise of, or in this digital age. So these three queries we are going to pass any article which has these three at the beginning. So let's see. So as you can see, in today's hyper-connected world, let me just zoom in a little bit. In today's hyper-connected world, 2 days ago, in today's interconnected world, this one, with the rise of digital technology, in today's fast-paced digital world. You got my point? So the thing is that there is nothing wrong with using AI for your content, but the thing is there are certain things it does which are an instant giveaway that it's written by AI. So you may want to avoid that, because especially if you're, say, for example, applying for jobs or writing an article or a post where you want to, well, impress everyone, where everyone can recognize what's AI, what's non-AI. I mean, you can try avoiding these things, and if AI is producing these things, you can just remove it. You know, all those M dashes, replace them with hyphens, dashes, replace them with commas, semicolons, and things like that. Not that difficult. I mean, it's a little bit of effort, but still, you're not writing the whole piece. You are just editing it. You are just making a few changes here and there. You can get away with that, and it'll be much better, trust me, because, well, we are humans. We do have a little roughness in our output. So yeah, go ahead, do that. So apart from these examples, is there anything else that you can point out, highlight, which is an instant giveaway for you that any content, a piece, is AI generated? Please put that in the comments, because, well, it's an interesting thing to watch out for, look out for, because I do receive a lot of things on email, for example. But in any case, I was just thinking out loud, and I'm sorry if I offended you. Please keep watching my videos, do like and subscribe. I'll see you in our next video. Cheers.